This hour on All-Star Wrestling.
And, of course, Tiger Mask, really one of the sensational new finds here in the Midwest. But people around the nation know exactly what Tiger Mask can do.
He's proved it so many times. And later this hour, we'll be telling you more about the annual Thanksgiving Battle Royal, the largest prize money ever offered by Heart of America Sports, $25,000.
So it is a big hour of action. Tag team action coming up. Ric Flair, and of course Mr. Wrestling 2, all coming up on All-Star Wrestling. So now let's go to ringside and ring announcer Terry Garvin.
This event is one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Your referee, Jimmy Maguire. Introducing, weighing 218 pounds, Tiger Mask. His opponent, weighing 283 pounds, Grizzly Evans.
Well, now we get a chance to watch the man we just talked about, Rick Stewart, and that is, of course, the sensational Tiger Mask. And Tiger Mask is a guy who, as we said last week, I think, on All-Star Wrestling, he works very well in the air. There are some wrestlers who like to work in close. Grizzly Evans is one of those wrestlers. Look at that. And Tiger Mask coming right back after being backed up in that corner. Evans down.
You can see now, Kevin, why Tiger Mask enjoys that tremendous reputation. He is one of the premier masked stars in the world today. He's got a good knowledge of the martial arts mask. Catching Grizzly Evans off the ropes. Evans a hot. Tiger Mask literally walks up Grizzly Evans. You'd have to call it a flying head scissors, but I've never seen anything like that before.
I tell you, every time I see Tiger Mask, he seems to come up with something new, something a little bit different. And you got to wonder how deep his bag of tricks really is.
In the ring now, both men tying up. A test of strength. Mask completely somersaulting over his man, kicks up and a spinning back kick on Grizzly Evans.
And now Grizzly Evans says, hey, let's cut the funny business. Let's just go with a fist. And Jimmy Maguire, troubleshooting referee for the NWA, who has been flown in for this particular All-Star Wrestling card. A 1 count and a nice scissors by Grizzly Evans.
Grizzly Evans should not be taken too lightly. He's proved his mettle over the years. But in against Tiger Mask, a lighter wrestler, but Mask is so fast, he's so quick. He's one of the stars that are signed for that big battle royal Thanksgiving Day, Thursday the 24th in Kansas City. $25,000, and for the first time, ladies will compete with the men in this battle royal.
And that is somewhat unique with the Equal Rights Amendment. I guess it probably had to come eventually. And, of course, you got to believe that Tiger Mask would love a piece of that $25,000. Grizzly Evans tumbles out onto the arena floor. Look out! There's Tiger Mask. Boy, I tell you, we saw that a couple of weeks ago. He comes out of that ring like a bolt of lightning.
Exactly. Caught Grizzly Evans, and I don't think Evans had any idea at all that Tiger Mask was capable of that.
And you know what's amazing? Most of these wrestlers, when they come out of the ring and they're down on the arena floor, they generally consider that's kind of safe territory.
Look at this. Mask cartwheels up over this man. A high flying drop kick on Grizzly Evans. Mask is
another flying drop kick. Here comes Tiger Mask. What does he have? Uh-oh, off that top rope. Off that top rope. Ooh. Down he comes.
A diving headbutt off the top rope, a lateral press, and we got a win.
And what a win for Tiger Mask.
Sonny Myers. Introducing from Drop-In USA, weighing 249 pounds, Booker T, the Street Man. His partner from Boston, weighing 241 pounds, Angelo Mosca Jr. Their opponents from Hollywood, California, weighing 249 pounds, Jerry Brown. His partner also from Hollywood, California, weighing 247 pounds, Chic Roger Kirby.
We talked at the top of the show about money and what it means in professional wrestling, and I think we get a great illustration here. You have Jerry Brown, honorary Sheik Roger Kirby, and I I guess why most of these wrestlers are in the sport is for the money. And when the money gets big, and the titles, of course, mean money, you get the big names.
Jerry Brown knows that quite well. He and Roger Kirby have at one time or the other been one half of various combinations of the World Tag Team Champions. Roger Kirby with his partner Lord Al Hayes, Jerry Brown with his partner at the time, Buddy Roberts, now one of the fabulous Freebirds. But you've got to take your hat off to Angelo Mosca Jr., Kevin. He's come into this area, only been here 3 weeks. He's mowed down the competition, and for a young man who's only been in the sport for about a year, look at that. Good arm drag on the veteran Jerry Brown. Mosca shows all the poise of a ring veteran.
You know, it's great to see an Angelo Mosca Jr. coming into this sport, because in a sport that has in recent months been dominated by the likes of Sheik Abdullah the Great, honorary Sheik Roger Kirby, it is great to see a decent, upstanding young man like Angelo Mosca Jr. in this sport. It is really a breath of fresh air, and right now, Angelo with the upper hand against honorary Sheik Roger Kirby. Now Kirby gets the tag, and here comes Jerry Brown. And Mosca in a somewhat compromising position there.
Brown, the strict aggressor, straight on his man, starts to put the boots to Angelo Mosca. And from our vantage point, I think the referee was blocked, but that was a thumb to the Adam's apple of Angelo Mosca Jr.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Let's see, does Mosca get the tag? No, he does not. And right now, Jerry Brown working on Angelo Mosca Jr. Angelo unable to get that tag.
Brown with the front face lock. Mosca Jr. trying to back him towards Booker T, the street man. Sonny Myers signals a legal tag, and the street man is all over Jerry Brown and Roger Kirby.
This is what Booker T's been waiting for the last 2 or 3 minutes, while Angelo's been taking the punishment. Whoa, that was a fist. That was right on the money. The count is 2.
That big soup bone usually knocks most men senseless. Jerry Brown had enough left to kick out at the count of 2. But now Angelo Mosca Jr., a little retaliation for some of the abuse he'd suffered earlier in the match.
Did you notice that? Honorary Sheik Kirby wanted no part of him.
Beautiful clothesline from Mosca Jr. He covers his man only a count of 2.
Now Kirby gets the tag, and here comes Angelo Mosca Jr. He takes a knee to the midsection, and now honorary Sheik Kirby working on Angelo Mosca Jr.
And Kirby just throws Mosca Jr. in the corner, almost literally daring Booker T, the street man, to make a tag. Mosca, he's absorbed a lot of punishment the last couple of minutes. I'm not sure if he even knows where he is in the ring.
And a critical mistake, as Angelo Mosca Jr. did not get the tag with Booker T, the street man. Oh, and up and over goes honorary Sheik Kirby. Here comes Jerry Brown, and now Brown in the ring illegally, working on Angelo Mosca Jr.
And Brown, I don't know if there was a tag made or not, but Brown has got Angelo Mosca Jr. in the corner. He's jamming his head into the turnbuckle.
Oh, look at that. Look at that by Angelo Mosca Jr. And he returns the favor to Jerry Brown. And here comes Booker T. Booker T, the street man, all over Jerry Brown.
The wars between these two for the past couple of weeks, Jerry Brown and Booker T have used anything they can get their hands on to batter each other. Booker T's been hit with chairs. He's done the same to Jerry Brown, and there's definitely some bad blood between these two men.
The hope in a tag team match is that you can get your opponent alone, maybe with a little help, and I'm sure Booker T would love that. Booker T, though, tumbles out of the ring. And here comes Angelo Mosca Jr. The tag was legal.
Mosca Jr. throwing in those forearms, caught from behind by Jerry Brown. And Mosca Jr. goes right to work on the Hollywood, California. Another good backdrop. And Angelo Mosca Jr. is taking over on Roger Kirby and Jerry Brown.
But Kirby clawing at the eyes. Look at that. Mosca in trouble, and Booker T, the street man, still down on the arena floor, just getting to his feet. Reverse neck break.
Kirby floats over his man. 1, 2, 3. And a big win on TV for Roger Kirby and Jerry Brown. Don't forget, Kevin, coming up later this hour, Wrestling 2 and much more, but we'll be back right after these messages.
Bruiser Brody challenges Nature Boy Ric Flair for the World's Heavyweight Wrestling Championship with the St. Louis Wrestling Club. The Major League of Professional Wrestling comes to the Kiel Auditorium Friday night, January the 6th at 8:30 in St. Louis. Plus, Buddy Landell and Scott Ferris meet King Cobra and Bobby Fulton. You'll see Ron Ritchie take on Colonel Buck Robley. Buzz Tyler battles 666. Then, Dory Funk Jr. squares off against Bob Orton Jr. Crusher Blackwell and Ken Patera meet Dick the Bruiser and Ted DiBiase. Ticket prices $6, $8, and $10. Get your advance tickets at the Kiel Auditorium box office. All famous bar stores, Regal Sports, or call Dial Takes at 644-1700. Missouri State Heavyweight Championship on the line. Harley Race challenges David Von Erich. No disqualification. Then, in the main event for the World's Heavyweight Wrestling Championship, Bruiser Brody meets new World Champion Nature Boy Ric Flair. Get your advance tickets now. The Kiel Auditorium box office, all famous bar stores, Regal Sports, or Dial Takes at 644-1700. Mail orders accepted. The St. Louis Wrestling Club, 14th and Market Street, St. Louis, Missouri, 63103. For more ticket information, call 241-1010. The World's Heavyweight Championship on the line. Friday night, January.
This event is one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing from Columbus, Ohio, weighing 220 pounds, Bobby Fulton. His opponent from Portland, Oregon, weighing 250 pounds, Scott Ferris.
You know, Rick, we talked about some of the great new talent in the area, and now we get a look at two of the best. Scott Ferris, certainly no youngster, is a former Pacific Coast heavyweight champion. Bobby Fulton, I think the fans are really going to like Bobby Fulton because he can move. He has great upper body strength for a guy who is not all that big. And he can really delight the fans. He is really an outstanding young wrestler.
Speaking of upper body strength, we just saw a good example of Scott Ferris's. What a tremendous training program this man is on. Whoa! Fulton using a little bit of brains as well as brawn. And Scott Ferris charging in, caught with a high hip toss, two from Bobby Fulton.
Oh, look at that!
And this young man can go.
And he has Scott Ferris stunned. Jimmy Maguire, I don't even think expected that sort of a move. And the crowd really coming to life. A standing room only crowd here in our All-Star Wrestling Arena.
Bobby Fulton's just one of the bright new stars of professional wrestling that are on their way to the Central States area, Kevin. Over the next couple of weeks, we'll be seeing tremendous young wrestlers like Danny Bauer, a young man who comes from a great family background of wrestlers by the name of Mark Stewart, plus a wrestler who I have no idea who he is a man who's known simply as M.E.B.
There you get a look at that big crowd, standing room only. Meanwhile, Bobby Fulton all over Scott Ferris.
And Bobby Fulton showing a tremendous amount of ring poise. Got that long arm bar tied up on Scott Ferris. And again, Ferris. Hey,
what a move.
Hanging on. Had the long arm bar on Scott Ferris. Ferris, using that great strength, brought him up for the slam, but Bobby Fulton never let him go.
This has to be frustrating for a guy like Scott Ferris, who is a seasoned veteran and is really being frustrated by Bobby Fulton. Normally, a Scott Ferris would toy with an opponent at this part of the match, but he is in some trouble, and I don't really think he expected this from Bobby Fulton.
Ferris caught with a shoulder tackle from Bobby Fulton. Fulton leapfrogs over his man, and Fulton right in, scoops him for a field throw lateral press. And again, only a count of two from Bobby Fulton, but so far in this match, this young man has lived up to everything I've heard about him from the Memphis area.
He has simply outquicked. There you get a look at Bobby Fulton. He has simply outquicked Scott Ferris. And now Ferris going with a hair takedown and the head scissors. Being ordered to break by Jimmy Maguire.
And as the senior troubleshooting referee for the National Wrestling Alliance, Jimmy Maguire tolerates very little straying from the rules inside that squared circle.
He keeps everybody in line.
That's why he's got the respect of promoters and wrestlers all over the country, because they know he can do the job.
That was a fist. That was a fist, another one. And being warned by Jimmy Maguire. Oh, and Bobby Fulton into that ring turnbuckle, shoulder into the midsection by Scott Ferris.
Ferris, seeing his opportunities, taking full advantage of it. Ferris, driving that knee into the upper body of Bobby Fulton. A lateral press, but they're in the ropes. It looks like they're in the ropes. Jimmy Maguire calling for that break.
Down goes Bobby Fulton. Let's see, this might be it. Ferris, a big splash. The count is two. And somehow Bobby Fulton kicked out. I don't know how he did it.
Ferris right after his man, wedging Bobby Fulton's head down between his knees, and Fulton, he's got some strength left, but I honestly have to admit that he's absorbed so much punishment, I don't see how he's still on his feet.
It is unbelievable the way he has withstood this pressure from Scott Ferris. And Ferris, this is the way Ferris, I think, wanted to start the match. All over Bobby Fulton, get the upper hand early. That is not the way it turned out. And right now, Bobby Fulton in a bit of difficulty here. You got to worry that that's not a choke. It is not at this point.
And Fulton still in serious difficulty. However, Scott Ferris is not the kind of man who'll give his opponent a break in the ring.
Nice arm drag, though, and Fulton, though, does not escape, as Scott Ferris holding on.
Well, the Pacific Northwest Championship is one of the most coveted belts along the West Coast, and Scott Ferris, quite a win record for 3 or 4 months. Both of these men know that this match is so important for Bobby Fulton, his first match in the Midwest. For Scott Ferris, a tough opponent and a must-win situation for both these men.
And Bobby Fulton in real trouble here. And this is where Scott Ferris tries to take advantage. Up he goes.
Oh, power slam.
That might be it. Let's see. That count is 2. But Bobby Fulton somehow kicks out. It was a count of 2. And now Ferris going after the clincher here.
Ferris clamping down with that front chancery. He's got that arm hooked in. A tremendous match so far, and more tremendous matches still to come this hour. We'll be seeing tag team action. Bulldog Bob Brown and Buzz the Avalanche Tyler, the Central States Tag Champions, in a match against 666 and the Mongol. Have to be one of the most feared combinations in pro wrestling.
And again, Sheik Abdullah the Great dredging up the bottom of the barrel for the likes of 666. I have never seen a wrestler or any human being, if that's what he is, like 666. He is just unlike anything you have ever seen. If you have not seen 666 yet, stay with us.
I get the opportunity to go a lot of towns across the United States, and in the past few weeks, I've seen 666 do some very, very bizarre things, including something that his manager calls the blood of the beast, but they're coming up later this hour on All-Star Wrestling.
And, of course, also we get a look at former world champion Nature Boy Ric Flair. There's a fist from Bobby Fulton, and another. Fulton off the rope, but takes a knee. That's where Scott Ferris is so dangerous.
All that experience coming through. Fulton now in serious trouble as Ferris continually drives those fists. But Ferris here flexing his muscles to the crowd instead of, look at this.
He kicked the legs right out from under Scott Ferris. And again, out go the legs. As Bobby Fulton just trying to buy himself some time, again Scott Ferris goes down. Well, now wait a minute.
Apparently Bobby Fulton's had about all the shortcuts and tactics of Scott Ferris, and he's going to take Fulton. Drives into the corner, 4, 5 right hands on Scott Ferris, pulling his man into the far turnbuckle. Oh.
Well, he might be seriously hurt because he went shoulder first into that ring turnbuckle, and you never know. He could end up with a separated shoulder, broken collarbone after a move like that. And Scott Ferris right on top of Bobby Fulton.
Ferris hooking his man high. A quick suplex on Bobby Fulton. And Ferris, again, not going right for the pin, picking his man up. Looks like Scott Ferris is taking this Bobby Fulton for granted.
You can see it. He's trying to make points with the promoters, as many wrestlers will. Not content to simply get the 1, 2, 3. They want to injure and hurt an opponent. Count is 1. That's all he gets.
And Ferris, that tremendous amateur background showing through, but Bobby Fulton showed a lot of basic mat knowledge as well. Ferris overhooking that arm, can't get him quite down where he wants him. Referee Jimmy McGuire closely checking the action as Ferris back again to that front chancery. Mostly the neck and the left arm of Bobby Fulton seem to have been the attack of Scott Ferris so far this match.
There's a fist from Bobby Fulton, but Ferris right off again. Look at this. Will he go down? He goes down. The count is 1. And he grabs the rope. Scott Ferris grabbing that bottom ring rope. There's a flying drop kick. And Scott Ferris In a bit of difficulty here. He goes into those ring ropes.
Fulton up on his man.
Holy Toledo, look at that. He goes for the pin. The count is 2. Oh, he just barely got that shoulder up.
Now here's where the time factor calls in. 1 minute remains in this match, and so far no one of these two men have been able to get a definite clear advantage.
Now they're going to order the break because Scott Ferris had been up against those ring ropes. Now the count is 1, the count is 2.
And both of these men looking hard for that win on television. They know that'll move them right up the card.
30 seconds remaining.
Slots. And look at this, Fulton scooping inside a small package on Scott Ferris.
No, he didn't get it. The leg was up over the bottom ring rope. Time is coming.
Only
15 seconds. Unbelievable. And both of these wrestlers know what it means to get a victory here.
Neither one of these men wanted a break. Referee Jimmy Maguire having a lot of trouble getting him separated. Again, Ferris
That's it.
in the ropes.
It is going to be a draw.
Referee Jimmy Maguire signaling for the time limit draw between Bobby Fulton and Scott Ferris.
So it is a draw.
Of champions. I know more than win the World Heavyweight Championship back from a man who is regarded by many as the greatest champion of all time. I'm talking about Harley Race. And I want to tell you from the bottom of my heart, it gave me more satisfaction to finally walk out of that ring with my hand raised in victory over Harley Race than any match I've ever been in my entire wrestling career. But you see, the promoters can't stand it. They can't stand a man like me, a multi-millionaire, a man who walks alone in the sports world, a true champion. They can't stand to have a man like me calling the shots, you understand? So they're going to bring in the biggest and the baddest, the most scientific. They're going to bring in a man like Bruiser Brody who will stop at nothing. Not only to take this, but to take me. You see, Brody and I are in a direct contrast to each other. He's got to be the ugliest man alive, whereas I got to be the most beautiful human being on the face of this earth. He's got to be a killer, rugged, will stop at nothing, whereas I am probably the most scientific wrestler who never resorted to anything but science to get where I am today. St. Louis, you want it, you got it. Woo, the town's going to be on fire. The world champion is coming into St. Louis. He's going to defend his title against Bruiser Brody. The man all St. Louis figures is going to walk all over me. Well, Brody, let me tell you something. I'm used to the fine things in life, the pretty ladies in the big cars. And I'm going to take it to you in St. Louis, Brody, and I'm going to walk out the world champion.
This event is one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing from Winnipeg, Canada, weighing 254 pounds, Bulldog Bob Brown. His partner weighing 281 pounds from Nashville, Tennessee, Buzz Avalanche Tyler. Their opponents weighing 272 pounds, 666. His partner weighing 305 pounds, the Mongol, accompanied by Sheikh Abdullah.
All right, here we go. Tag team action. And opening up, it will be 666. Against Buzz the Avalanche Tyler. And much has been made nationally, not just locally, but nationally, about the fact that some wrestlers have had to feel the wrath of the beast
The Beast may be feeling the wrath of Buzz Tyler right now. Buzz and Bulldog Bob Brown have at various times had this blood of the Beast sprayed into their eyes from this 666. And 6, Brown catching his man, a judo chop to the forearm, and the Central States Tag Champs, I believe, Kevin, are out for some revenge today.
And I tell you, this is exactly the strategy that Buzz Tyler, Bulldog Bob Brown wanted to come out with, and that is to keep fresh, keep a fresh wrestler in the ring at all time and try to wear down first 666 and then hopefully the Mongol.
That'll be a tough task if they can do it. So far, in the matches I've seen 666 in, this man seems to have unlimited amounts of energy and surprisingly very...
Look at that.
6 going in for that headbutt. Bulldog Brown dives out of the way.
And again, a fresh wrestler in the ring. And now we'll get a look at the Mongol. Apparently, 666 has had enough.
6, it seems to me, has an extremely high tolerance of pain. I've seen him pounded and pounded by some top stars, and it seems to have just little or no effect on him.
And now the Mongol from outer Mongolia wants to send Buzz Tyler off the ropes. Instead, Buzz reverses. And boy, look at the Mongol. He went flying.
Tyler straight on his man, a snap there to the canvas. And I haven't seen Buzz Tyler go like this. This man is upset, Kevin.
Boy, I tell you, you got to look at 666 if you get a chance to look at him in the opposite corner. He's like a caged lion. Whoa! Buzz wants to give the Mongol a fist. Instead, Bob Brown goes after him. And right now, both the wrestlers just going at it tooth and nail. Here comes 666.
And we'll be seeing 666 on the 24th of December in Kansas City for the annual Battle Royal, and he'll have a shot at that $25,000 that Heart of America Sports has put up. Plus, and here you got to think about this with a man like 666 in the ring, with ladies in the Battle Royal competing against the men. What kind of chance would those ladies have against a wrestler like 666?
No chance at all. There's no way, because 666 is downright mean to men. Imagine what he's going to do to a young lady who is perhaps, well, 40, 50 pounds lighter.
Well, the ladies asked for the match. They asked for the opportunity to be able to compete, and Heart of America Sports gave them the go-ahead. They're all for it.
Well, you can see in the background, 666 just pacing. He is like a caged lion, waiting for an opening. Meanwhile, the Mongol going after Bulldog Bob Brown. And the Bulldog in some trouble here. He needs to get a tag.
The tag is made to 666. The Mongol holding his man before he's got a 4 count to break.
Oh, look at that. Clawing at the back of Bulldog Bob Brown. And here comes the Bulldog head first into that ring turnbuckle.
And 666 will take advantage of any opportunity, jamming Bob Brown backwards into the turnbuckle. Unloading a hard right hand. He'll use anything he can to get an upper hand.
And he doesn't care about Jimmy Maguire. Bulldog Bob Brown with that leg up over the bottom ring rope, clawing at the face. Look at that. Crowd looking on.
And the Mongolian 6 have managed to keep Bulldog Bob Brown in their corner. Brown is as tough as they come, but whoa! Brown holding onto those ropes. Gives a boot to the Mongol that sends him to the canvas, but he's trapped in the corner by 666.
He went to the wrong corner. He is stunned. He went to the corner of 666 and took a fist to the chops for his trouble. And again the tag. And again, here comes 666.
6 in behind his man. Bob Brown must be in trouble now. 6. A clothesline caught at the same time by the Mongol. And Brown, he's ducking around that ring through the legs of the Mongol. Bulldog scrabbling, got the tag to Buzz Tyler.
And here comes the avalanche. Buzz with 1, 2, 3 forearms. And here comes 666. He wants in, he'll get in.
You can see Sheikh Abdullah the Great at ringside at the very corner of your screen, coming positively berserk in the corner, screaming at the referee.
And the crowd loves it.
We've got all 4 men in the ring right now. The Mongol tries the right hand, ducks
This
by
might be the avalanche. There it is. The count is 1. The count is 2. The count is 3.
the, trying to, wait a minute, from behind, 666, jumps Bulldog Bob Brown and drives him to the canvas. Brown's not moving. Brown is
He is hurt. He is hurt.
They're the winners of the match, but Six must have hit Bob Brown with something.
I don't know what it was. But the match is over, and the winners, Bulldog Bob Brown, buzzed the Avalanche. Tyler, we certainly hope he isn't hurt seriously, but he is face down on that ring canvas. Buzz Tyler, he is hot. He is just glaring at 666 and the Mongol, along with Sheik Abdullah the Great. We will continue with All-Star Wrestling excitement, but first, this time out. Get the standing room only crowd in our All-Star Wrestling arena for All-Star Wrestling excitement. You know, Rick, we talk about girl wrestlers, probably one of the most popular attractions in the Central States area.
And we've gone back into the archives of Heart of America sports and got one of the classic matches of all time. The former United States Women's Champion Betty Nicoli and one of the all-time favorites, Jean Antone. What a match this is going to be.
All right, so let's roll the videotape, and it should be a good one. Girl wrestlers here on All-Star Wrestling.
Nikolai, the things going her way with a smile in her eye. Shoots out that left hand, her punishing hand. Another fist, that left hand stinging out. Both girls showing fists this time. Antone connects better. And another one that lands on the throat. Going to fist that lands in the midsection. Betty Nikolai topples to her knees. Gets up, so slowly, sneaks behind, and little gal from New Orleans wakes up and says, Nikolai, not this time. Jeannie Antone with a knee thrown into her midsection, doubles over and topples to the mat. Nikolai now standing on the throat. Two great women athletes. They take a lot of pain. They dish out a lot of punishment. A count of 1 and 2. Nikolai does not score a pin. And instead, she picks her up by the hair and then bodily throws her down to the mat. A count of 2, and Nikolai still refuses to take the pin. Girls now throwing caution to the wind, throwing fifth. Look out. Nikolai, strong with the body slam, now goes up on the rope. Look out, no! Jumping right into the midsection. A count of 2. And Nikolai still intent on doing more damage, causing personal injury to Jean Antone.
Buddy, nothing or anything going to stop what's coming down the 6th in St. Louis. It's David Von Erich and myself head on, face to face. Not only am I the only man in professional wrestling to hold the world's title 7 times, I'm the only one to hold the Missouri title 5, and I'm going for number 6. And number 6 I'm going to have January 6th. It's a guarantee. I haven't come on this strong and promising anybody anything in a long time, but I'm telling you right now, face to face, the countless numbers of thousands of people that I'm talking to, that I am going to be Missouri heavyweight champion all over again. Because that puts me directly, absolutely directly in line for the outcome of the Bruiser Brody, or King Kong Brody, whatever you want to call him, and Nature Boy, our world's heavyweight champion, Ric Flair. I will be the man standing directly behind the world's heavyweight champion after Friday, January 6th. Guaranteed.
99 from participating True Value hardware stores and home centers.
Song with Santa to your favorite Christmas songs. Laugh with Santa as he calls his chief elf Norman at the North Pole. It's Santa Claus on stage at Showbiz.
At Showbiz, we make pizza good and we make pizza fun.
His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry, his cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. It's a pink Christmas with the Pink Panther, tonight at 6 on KPLR-TV, Channel 11.
All right, because of our time limit, we join this match in progress. And Rick Stewart, we talk about the promoters, Bob Geigel, and all the good folks here in the Midwest, bringing in some of the top talent around. And I think in wrestling, too, and Nature Boy Ric Flair, you have two of the best at their particular craft.
And hats off to them for putting this kind of match on television. We're responding. The people write letters and they make telephone calls, and we appreciate their comments, and this match is a result of that. The special significance of this match, not only is it a sold-out auditorium and a match between two of the greats in pro wrestling, but the winner of this match between Two and Flair gets a World's Heavyweight Championship match the next time the world's title is defended in Kansas City.
And both of these wrestlers want a shot at Harley Race's world title. Coming up next week on All-Star Wrestling, we will get a look at Harley Race as he defends his world title against Ted DiBiase.
Look at that, wrestling two, and that $1 million knee lift, and the crowd's going berserk. That's what they came to see. And he's got the former world's heavyweight champion literally begging for mercy in the corner.
Unbelievable. Ric Flair, I never thought I'd see it. He is begging Wrestling 2 for mercy.
What a
and he is in trouble.
Next week on TV, you'll see King Kong, Bruiser Brody, Paul Orndorff, Ron Ritchie, Kamala the Ugandan Giant in action. Plus, as you said, a world's title match on TV.
Nature Boy Ric Flair, he's a former world champion, lost the title to Harley Race. Flair has tried to get it back. Oh, look at that!
Trying to set Mr. Wrestling number 2 for the pile driver. Two locked his legs, a high backdrop on Ric Flair, and both men are starting to show the strain of this match at this point, Kevin.
You have two veritable superstars, and Ric Flair goes to one knee. He has taken quite a beating.
Flair, that arrogant howl, steps back, sets his man for the elbow smash. He hooks the far leg. At only a count of 2, but he came real close.
And Ric Flair desperately wants another shot at Harley Race. You only get so many shots in a career. He realizes a win here on All-Star Wrestling could catapult him to another World's Heavyweight Wrestling title.
Flair,
the count is 2.
Dropping that 240 pounds down on the forehead of Mr. Wrestling number 2. 2 has come as close as any man to being the first masked wrestler ever to win the world's title. Against Harley Race in the early 1970s in Atlanta, he almost took the title. Several champions, including Ric Flair, have come very, very close to losing that 10 pounds of gold to this masked man.
You know, Ric Flair, many people said that he was getting a bit fat, that maybe the lifestyle of being a world champion caught up with him. Well, he went back to the gym. He has been in the gym on a regular basis, but look at this. Here comes Wrestling 2. The count is 1, 2.
Backslide from Wrestling 2, and we almost saw winner in the 2. A short chopping knee lift to the face of Nature Boy Ric Flair, and Flair, his eyes are crossed, and he's in trouble inside that ring. 2's not letting him up for a minute, though.
But here comes Ric Flair right back. These are two men who are wrestling like desperate people. They both want a shot at Harley Race. Who will get it?
And the crowd picking up the chant 2-2. And 2 unloads on the Nature Boy, driving Ric Flair to the canvas, and Ric Flair is hurt. Wait a minute. Flair dragging Wrestling 2 after him outside the ring.
Head first into that ring post, and that is a steel ring post. There is no canvas, no covering. It is solid as steel because it is. And Wrestling 2 being counted out by referee Sonny Myers.
He's only got a count of 10 on that floor. He's on his feet now, but 2 obviously sustained an injury to that shoulder, and Ric Flair, rest as she's poised and ready on the ring apron. Blocked the right hand from Wrestling 2. And 2 leaning back on those ropes, trying to get all the leverage he can. He's going for the knockout.
But a boot to the midsection by Nature Boy Ric Flair, grabbed in midair by Wrestling 2, and Wrestling 2 going right after the former world champion Nature Boy Ric Flair. Here comes Flair off the ropes. Holy Toledo! To the midsection, to the head, and Wrestling 2 really going after the Nature Boy.
So much going on in the Midwest. Thursday night, the 24th. In wait, 2 tried to set him for that knee lift. Flair dodged out of the way. Thanksgiving night in Kansas City, the biggest purse ever in a battle royal. $25,000 on the line, and the ladies for the first time in that battle royal. What a night that'll be. Flair now.
That could permanently injure a knee.
Around to the spinning toe hold. Wrestling 2 hooks in the small package. 1, 2. Flair turns his man over.
Yes,
and we've got a win.
The Nature Boy. And we will come back with more on All-Star Wrestling, but first this time out.
The World's Heavyweight Wrestling Championship is on the line Friday night, January the 6th, when the St. Louis Wrestling Club, the Major League of Professional Wrestling, comes to the Kiel Auditorium at 8:30. You'll see Crusher Blackwell and Ken Patera meet Dick the Bruiser and Ted DiBiase. Missouri title on the line, no DQ. Harley Race battles David Von Erich. Then, in the main event for the World's Heavyweight Wrestling Championship, Bruiser Brody challenges Nature Boy Ric Flair. Ticket prices $6, $8, and $10. Get your advance tickets at the Kiel Auditorium box office, all famous bar stores, Regal Sports, or call Dial-Tix at 644-1700.
WIL Radio is proud to welcome Roy Clark to St. Louis for a one-week engagement at the Fabulous Fox. This is Wilkie from WIL, encouraging everyone to come enjoy one of the most versatile and talented entertainers of our time, Roy Clark. It's an evening of hot licks and top picks and good old country fun. 1 week only, January 3rd through January 8th. Call 534-1111 to reserve your tickets for Roy Clark at the Fabulous Fox.
Beatico Creek, Louisiana, and Milwaukee both mean something great to these guys. Beatico Creek means bass, fat and tasty, and Milwaukee means beer, cold, crisp, Old Milwaukee beer, and the smooth golden light taste of Old Milwaukee Light.
Old Milwaukee.
And Old Milwaukee Light
Taste as great as their name.
Let me tell you, it doesn't get any better than this.
Right now at your St. Louis Supercell and GMC truck dealers, you can receive super savings on selected rugged GMC trucks, many of which are made here in St. Louis. For example, buy or order the specially equipped full-size GMC Gold Medal Edition and get air conditioning or automatic transmission at no extra charge. St. Louisans are working hard, making hard-working GMC trucks, so GMC salutes St. Louis.
For super truck prices, come and see the Supercell and dealers from GMC.
Welcome back to All-Star Wrestling. Because of the win you just saw, Nature Boy Ric Flair will receive the next World's Championship match to be held in Kansas City.
And in all honesty, why don't you all quiet down and listen to an athlete, huh? You know, very rude people. When you look at the athletic teams and the quality of the athletes that come in and out of this area, then you really got to recognize the class and the prestige and the ability that a man like Ric Flair brings to Kansas City and to the Midwest. You can ask any of the 2,000 or 3,000 women here tonight, they'll all tell you, whoo, there ain't a man alive like Ric Flair. You can ask any wrestler in the building tonight, they're going to say, Ric Flair is bad, Daddy. You ask the promoter, they'll say, Ric Flair is the best, but he costs a lot of money. That's right. When you're looking at me, you're looking at a price tag that very few promoters can afford to buy. They're fortunate here. They got a lot of money. They can afford the best. So Harley Race, suck it up, Daddy, because the Nature Boy, woo, woo, and all his Raven glory is coming back for the world's title. And let me just say one more thing. Brody, if you're out there, you get in my way, they're going to carry you out in an ambulance. Harley Race, I'm coming back to town.
The former World's Heavyweight Wrestling Champion, Nature Boy Ric Flair. Next week on All-Star Wrestling, Kamala, King Kong Bruiser Brody. Plus, you'll see a World's Heavyweight Championship match. It all happens right here next week on All-Star Wrestling.
Don't miss Susan Hayward's Academy Award-winning performance in I Want to Live this afternoon at 2. Now, stay tuned for Burt Lancaster in The Swimmer, the Sunday Movie 1, next on KPLR TV, Channel 11.